Hello there, today I'm going to start here about creating a weapon system. For testing, I'm using the Amazon locomotion system as a base, but the only difference with another projects is just the setup on the animation blueprint. So on this first tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create the base actor of the weapons to create all the weapons that you want. On another tutorial, I'm going to show you how to place a first animation, in case that you want. On some games like Fortnite and things like that, you don't have this, but let me show you here. And obviously I'm going to show you how to shoot. This will be for third person. In this case is how to align the shoot to the center of the screen, and for third person how to align the shoot to the gun sight. Okay, I'm going to teach you also how to create an inventory system. In this case I have something similar to The Last of Us, but I will teach you how to create a radial menu. If you want, you can just change this side to something like this. So you can change between weapons. Let me just show you that, just like that. And equip weapons. Okay, and actually it's very simple. And later I will make another serie for my parkour system. For this I'm using my custom camera system for moving like this. This is another project that I'm working on. Once it's done, I'm going to share the link on the description. And first I want to show you the radial menu. As you can see, if I pick up a weapon, you will see it on the radial menu. If I pick up another, it will upgrade the current weapon, just like that. Each one of these squares has different animations. For example, the flame square, I have also the mullet. And it's the same for the fire weapons. Okay. A really cool thing about the Amazon locomotion system is that this already has some base pose animations for the pistol with one and two hands, and for the rifle, for example, is this one. You can shoot. For the effects, I'm using the ballistic VFX. And okay, now let me explain you the logic. I need to create a base class for all the weapons to create different kinds of weapons based on this class. So I can check the variables, the functionality, the 3D model, and things like that, just using one class. So if you make it this way, you can make all the functionality based on just one class. So just right click, create a blueprint class, create an actor, give it a name, and in my case, this is my actor. I need a skeletal mesh, just select the default root and type skeletal mesh. Here it is. So I need a 3D model and a sphere, because the logic is putting things in the level and interact with it. So for that I need some events, some collision events. So just right click an event and you will see begin overlap and overlap. These are my events right here. The idea is if an actor has entered into this volume and is of the class of my character, in this case the ALS character blueprint, I'm going to enable the input. And if the overlap ends, I'm going to disable the input. So if I never enable the input, I can activate an event right here. In this case, I'm using this one that I set up on the project settings. And something really important is this condition. Just create a new variable, a boolean. If I spawn an actor, I need to disable the functionality to interact with it. So I can interact with my own weapon and other players can interact with my weapon. Okay, so by default, this needs to be true. Just select the variable. Create the variable, compile, and select that as true. So if it's true, I'm going to call an event on my advanced locomotion character, or your default character. You can use this object reference to call an event. But first, let me show you the basics of creating different kinds of weapons. So as you can see here, I have this struct variable, and the struct is just an array of different kinds of variables. Just create a right click, go to blueprints, structure, and this is my structure. Here I have just 4 important variables. For example, I have the image, is a texture 2D, the name is a text, a skeleton mesh, and the overlay state. This is a collection of all the base poses of the advanced locomotion system. Just click on the new variable to create a new variable. And the target is, if I pick up a weapon that already has bullets, I'm going to waste my own bullets, you know. But, well, it's not really important that, for now. So you create a new variable under your base class, and of the variable of the type struct, is in this case is weapons. Compile, and you will see it here, the default value. So I have the image, the name, the skeleton, the belay, and the charge. Okay. Important thing to override the skeletal mesh, the 3D model, is use the skeletal mesh variable to override the component. Just go into your construction script, and actually you can, it's here on your functions, constructor script, set a skeletal mesh, just right click, is set a skeletal mesh, and it has to be something like skinned. Set the skeletal mesh, I think, yeah, it's here. Is a skinned mesh component, and using the variable to fill that. So now I'm just go back into your base class, and now I'm going to create the custom event to equip the weapon. On my case, this already contains the logic to just override the current weapons that I have for the radial menu. So for example, I have this index right here. So the index know how many weapons I already have. So if it's less than 7, I can equip another weapon, for example. But I'm going to teach you how to just equip the variable that you already pick. Okay. So the idea is just, well, first let me show you that. Yeah, you can get a reference to self to get the class to fill this variable, the weapon. Remember, I called this event just directly from here. I'm going to teach you how to create a custom event. Just right click and add a custom event, give it a name, and that's all. In my case, I have this event, just add a new parameter, an input of the weapon based class. So now I can use this to spawn an actor, and also to get the class defaults, all the variables of this class, just to edit the overlay state. In this case, this is just for the vessel locomotion system, and just because I'm using the C++ version, I can also edit this server set overlay state with the struct. Remember this, if you get the class defaults, you will see the struct and the condition. Just split this and you will find the overlay state. Just use it right here. And now, using the reference to this new instance of this class, I'm going to attach that into my character. So it doesn't matter if you are using any location, I just type get actor transform, and that's what's all. So here on my mesh, yeah, it's here. This is the skeletal mesh on my mesh. I have this the hand bone. Just click and add a socket. My socket is this one right here. Right click, add preview asset to add a 3D model, just to know where you need to move and rotate your socket to put your weapons. So yeah, go back here and I'm going to attach just using this reference. I'm using the mesh as the parent and this socket, snap to target. And now if I just go and try to pick a fire weapon, I already have this weapon right here. Okay. And well, an important thing, you need to destroy the actor. You can just destroy the actor, but I just put this thing at delay to avoid some issues. On another tutorial, I'm going to show you how to shoot. But yeah, that was all for now.